construction going on to the left right here, all these poles and the metal structures back there, is brand new automation equipment that will replace our current painting booth. So this whole factory is going through a complete renovation right now. And I'll go more in depth about that further down the production line. And so Factory 1 is 170,000 square feet. We moved into this factory July 2021, and we started production of our 19 by 19 casita in September 2021. Factory 2 is now open, and that's just a 10-minute walk down the road right in front of us in that direction. And that space is 130,000 square feet. Very recently they announced Factory 3 is also open, and that's right next door. That's an additional 100,000 square feet. And so all production happens in this building, Factory 1. Factory 2 is all warehouse space, and then Factory 3 is parts production and research and development.
Okay.
So combined square footage between both factories gives us approximately, or between all three factories gives us approximately 400,000 square feet.
Wow.
And then we are in the planning stages of our largest factory yet, which we've named Boxabl. That one we estimate will be between 1 million to 2 million square feet. And it's where we plan on building our larger units, like the 20 by 30 and 20 by 40 models.
Are you guys past kind of design phase for the bigger ones already? And
I don't know.
oh, okay.
Like, I don't think the location's even decided yet.
Oh, okay.
So like very early stages
Yeah.
right now.
You got the other ones to fulfill first.
Right. And so our first project was for the U.S. government, where we produced 156 units for them. And that project has been completed. Our current production goal is 3,600 casitas per year. That's equal to about 10 casitas per day.
Okay.
Or one casita every 90 minutes.
What are you guys at right now?
Yeah, our current production rate is 2 casitas per day.
Okay.
That's what we're doing right now, which is a huge improvement over when we first started.
Yep.
Where it took us 1 month to build our first unit. So we've really come a long way.
Yeah.
And we've built over 400 units so far.
Okay.
How many people work here?
I think it's 170 total between
wow.
the office and factory.
Okay.
And so, Mike,
Your short staff,
what I do is go over all the stages of production, starting with this first one on the left. This is called staging, and then all the way back to the opposite end of the factory. So one thing that's going to help with reaching our goal of 1 casita every 90 minutes is more automation. So we recently purchased $20 million worth of automation equipment. $5 million is for Factory 3, $15 million to renovate Factory 1. So more automation is just going to equal a more refined production line, and again, get us closer to our goal of 1 casita every 90 minutes. So it all starts right here, where we grab and assemble the materials needed to construct the casita. Your casita will be made out of 13 insulated panels, and those panels are primarily made up of 3 materials. The first one is this green tinted material right here on these orange racks. This is galvanized steel, and that will be the exterior of the casita. Right next to it, this white material, up ahead a little bit, this is called polystyrene, and that will serve as the insulation. That will be about 6 inches thick. And if you look really close at it, you'll notice these pre-cut holes and traces that run through it. This is what makes it very efficient when it comes to the wiring and plumbing, which run through the walls. And then finally, the interior is what we call MgO, or magnesium oxide. That's like a sheetrock or a drywall, very similar to those things, but it has special properties that make it mold, fire, water, and bug resistant. And then we also utilize some laminated engineered wood and PVC just for the framing of the casita. And that wood is never exposed. But to give you a visual for all of this, I do have a cutout sample of a casita panel right here. Put it one more over. So you're just for the wood and PVC. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then over here to the left, we have these big metal storage tanks. Right here, and then a second one right behind it in the back.
Okay. Yep.
These tanks are used to store a polymer-based glue. That glue is like a super soft rubber. It's non-flammable, and it's what we use to bond our materials together. The glue goes from those storage tanks over to our glue machines, which are these gray and white machines back there with the black and yellow tape. These machines will actually travel down the production line, depositing layers of glue onto the material. So you'll have a layer of material, glue. The panel will then be taken to our lamination stage, which is this big gray machine right here with the black and yellow tape. This is actually a vacuum press, and it works very similar to a vacuum sealed bag, kind of like one of those space bags you'd see on TV a long time ago, where it sucks out all the air and then compresses all the materials together. So it works very similar to that concept, except our machine delivers 72 tons of pressure. And that's to ensure that the glue distributes evenly and gives the materials a proper cure. Now, when the machine is done with the panel will then go on this white tilt table right here. And this table actually has the ability to tilt upwards, up and down. It makes it very easy to transfer the heavy panels onto our rolling carts. Now, if it's a floor or ceiling panel, on this table is where we would install our steel I-beam with the hinge. And that beam is so important because that's what gives our panels the structure and ability to fold. You can actually see that I-beam installed right here in the center of this panel.
Yep.
This is what would become the floor of the casita, at least part of it. And this section is actually two halves, one half on the right, one half on the left, and that I-beam is what joins them together, and again, allows them to connect to other panels and be able to fold. So these seams need to be filled in, and that's exactly what they do at mudding and sanding, where they'll mud those seams to fill them in and then sand them down, just like this gentleman's doing right here. That way we have a nice flush wall. Interior, a nice color of white. That also happens right here. So currently there are no customization options. Hopefully in the future, but for now the interior will only come in white. Then you can paint it however you want when you get your casita, basically.
So there's no drywall at all.
No.
So
No.
the mudding will kind of place that again, right?
Correct.
So, what if, like, then, you know, if you're like me, you want to, like, paint something on your walls or whatever, if I were to, like, would I be able to just put a nail in my wall, or would I be compromising the...
No.
Oh, okay.
You're not compromising anything. It works like so similar to drywall.
Oh, okay.
You could just nail something in like you would with a normal house.
Gotcha.
Okay, what if, like you said, if you make it...
This is where our workers begin running all those wires through the pre-cut holes and chases in the insulation. Mike, can you see that okay in the back?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Hit 'em. And by the way, this stage has 11 stations of its own. It's really where the casita starts to take form and become a functional space. And if you look up above, you'll notice we have these orange and yellow beams up here. These beams are actually cranes. And they're really there for the safety and efficiency of our workers to move the heavy casita panels, which by the way can get pretty heavy. A fully built casita weighs 12,800 pounds. So when we first moved in, we only had the yellow cranes, and then we added the orange cranes later on for more efficiency. At our mini split unit, which is this piece of equipment right here.
Okay.
So this will be responsible for heating and cooling the interior of the casita. And fun fact, mini split units are actually used in the automotive industry as well, to heat and cool the interior for automobiles. We simply repurpose that technology to be used in a home. So our mini split unit will be capable of heating and cooling a 400 square foot space.
Wow.
That's more than enough to cool the 361 square feet of the casita.
So you need one.
You need more.
Oh, you need one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
They kind of remind me of a lot of units. In Europe, they're very commonly
Yeah.
used.
So on the right side is where the kitchen would end up being, and then the bathroom on the left. All of the lights in the casita are LEDs. All of the appliances are electric and energy efficient. And if you combine that with the mini split unit and our insulated wall technology, you're looking at an estimated cost for energy of about $28 per month.
Would it be possible, like, to rent?
It's not there right now for you to look at, but under station number 7, you can get a good look at how the roof is folded onto itself. And they have to fold it that way so that we can get the casita to its final compact form. And one technology that enables us to have a folding home in the first place is our steel I-beam with the hinge. Same like before, that the I-beam is installed in the center. And if you want to see it exposed, it's right here on the ground. Gaskets become very important for when the roof folds over and closes shut. These gaskets are what prevent anything from going in or out. Keeps it watertight, keeps the dust out. It works very similar to a car door if you think about it. Cutouts for the double pane windows going in.
So, I mean, you mentioned like the roof and whatever. Like, how often would the roof be opening and closing?
Hopefully just once, but
Okay.
you do have the option. Like station number 9 is where they finalize the wiring for the casita, and then they finally do like the final touches and the final inspections in the last couple of stages. And so prefabricated homes or manufactured homes are nothing new. And we're able to fold it up so that it measures 19 by 8.5 feet by 13.5 feet tall. And that 8.5 measurement is so important because at that point you don't require a wide load shipping permit and all the costs and wrapped.
How does water, I mean, with the roofs being flat, is there some type of elevation for water to drain out? Or,
Yeah, so they're thinking there might be like a slight pitch to allow water to drain.
okay.
They all look very unique. And what we did is we had independent contractors come out and modify the siding and the roofs for these dress-up units. So that won't come included with your casita.
Sure.
Basically, you can expect a white box. But we just wanted to give people an idea of what they can do with it once you get it.
Is there like a builder's warranty on them?
Yeah, we're still working on the warranty.
Okay.
What we're aiming for is a 100-year structural warranty. All right, the same thing can be said about like the decorative rock here, the stairs, the Tesla charger. This is not included, but again, you can just get very creative with these things.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
So I'll show you guys the inside. So, this is different than the other ones, right? The only difference between this one and the other ones is that second door right there. They're all basically the same.
Okay.
So the casita is 361 square feet.